This is the Uptick Newswire Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com and Equities.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews, public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world, with your host, Marcus Heatherly. You're listening to Stock Day. On today's episode, we're excited to highlight a returning guest. It's been a little over a year since they were on our show last. We're talking about Energy Corp. They trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol HCCC. And with us today, we're excited to have him. We're talking to the CEO, Andy Hidalgo. Andy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Marcus. It's a pleasure to be back on the show.
Now, HCell, they're an energy corporation. They're a technology integrator that focuses on the design and implementation of clean energy solutions. If you would, Andy, if you could give us a little more detailed overview of the company.
Sure. HCell Energy Corporation has developed and implemented a hydrogen energy system used to completely power a residence, commercial property, or government entity with clean energy so that it can run independent of the utility grid or provide energy to the utility grid for monetary credits. We have developed a unique clean energy solution called the HC1 that is comprised of solar, batteries, a fuel cell, and a hydrogen generator. It solves the need to produce 100% clean energy for electricity.
Oh, so if you would, Andy, if you could tell us in more detail, how does the system work then?
Well, the system uses renewable energy as its source of power. The user takes their electricity from batteries charged by solar panels. Excess energy from the solar panels goes to a hydrogen generator that electrolyzes water and separates from the water hydrogen gas that's stored in a tank. When the solar is not operating, the hydrogen gas goes through a fuel cell to charge the batteries, providing the user around-the-clock self-sustaining electricity from two sources independent of the utility grid.
Got it. Now, cost-wise, is your system, is it expensive?
Well, a complete system can cost anywhere from $30,000 to $200,000, depending on the electricity requirements. On the residential side, it's a lower cost, where commercial systems are higher cost. However, there are tax incentives and energy credits available to all users. Many states provide renewable energy credits for electricity that you send back to the utility grid.
Okay.
Our users typically have a net zero electricity bill and get up to $10,000 per year in energy credits from their local utility company.
You're listening to Andy Hidalgo. He is the CEO of Energy Corp. They're trading on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol HCCC, trading right around $1 per share right now. Andy, I've noticed that Toyota, Hyundai, and Honda have all produced hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. Is hydrogen going to become the future of energy?
Well, it's a good question, Marcus. Hydrogen is the cleanest and most abundant energy source on the planet. It can be created from water. It can be used to produce electricity and also as a fuel for transportation. With global companies such as Toyota committing to hydrogen, it will be a primary energy source for the future. Today, technology is advancing and prices are coming down for hydrogen and fuel cell technology. So we are anticipating a substantial global opportunity for HCell Energy in the years to come.
Yes, absolutely. We like to highlight companies here on Stock Day. One of the things we tell our listeners to look for when doing their due diligence is quality management. Andy, I see in your biography that some of your experience includes the founding of WPCS International, which you grew as CEO from zero to over $100 million in annual revenue, with the stock price trading over at $10 per share on the NASDAQ at its height. How is HCell Energy going to build shareholder value?
Well, we have a seasoned management team that has formally built a very successful company and delivered significant shareholder value, as you just highlighted. In my opinion, the opportunity is even greater at HCell Energy. As a company just finishing its second full fiscal year, HCell Energy is growing organically and through acquisitions. Annual revenue is approaching $10 million. We have already concluded 2 acquisitions, which we are training in the design and implementation of hydrogen energy systems. With high market interest in fuel cell and hydrogen energy technology for clean energy solutions and our experience in delivering these integration services, we are in a position to grow substantially.
What are some key takeaways that you'd like our listeners to recognize about HCell Energy from this interview?
Well, Marcus, I feel the key takeaways is that we are an experienced management team in a high-growth clean energy market, offering a unique clean energy solution that is installed, working, and proven to deliver results. In my opinion, the opportunity to build shareholder value is substantial, and those that invest now in HCell Energy should be rewarded in the future.
Well, it's a good time for folks to take a look at this company, I believe. We're talking about HCell Energy Corp. They're trading on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol HCCC. You've heard from the CEO directly today, Andy Hidalgo. He's been highlighting their unique technology that's really amazing and can be used internationally. They're already posting great revenues. Andy, you like any final comments or anything that we maybe didn't mention to our listeners today?
No, I think you did a very good job, Marcus, describing the business, and I think you asked very good questions. I'm excited about the future. The company is doing well, and we look forward to continuing our development.
Well, we appreciate your time today, Andy. I want to thank you for coming on Stock Day. We wish you nothing but the best going forward with your company. We'd hope that you come back on the show in maybe 60 to 90 days when you have some new developments and give our listeners an update then, if you would.
Thank you very much, Marcus. I appreciate it.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire, LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are those of the guests and those of the respective companies they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Uptick Newswire. Uptick Newswire encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of this program may have paid for its distribution and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Newswire or this station.